It's time to get a lot of you mad at me.
Inside, and a beauty! Hall running free! Brees Hall inside the 10! He's gonna score!
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and today we're going to be doing a video where I think a lot of you guys are going to be upset with me for even recommending this, but I totally think this is an option. And I think the New York Jets should exercise Mekhi Becton's fifth-year option. Now, before you get in the comment section and start yelling at me, let me at least explain why, and then you can go yell at me. Let's take a look at our offensive tackle room as of right now. As of right now, we have 3 offensive tackles on the roster: Dwayne Brown, Mekhi Becton, and Max Mitchell. And all 3 of those guys have a little bit of an injury concern around them. Dwayne Brown lost both of his arms last year. Mekhi Becton got rolled up on again last year. And Max Mitchell is dealing with the blood clotting issue. Now, Dwayne Brown had surgery and recovered and doesn't have a history of injury, so he's expected to come back and play next year, and he is going to be 39, so that is something there. Mekhi Becton, when healthy, is one of the best offensive tackles in the game, period, and there's that, but he hasn't played football in 2 years, and a blood clotting issue is something that Max Mitchell is going to be dealing with for the rest of his life, and is a serious condition, but one that is manageable. But here's the real kicker. The New York Jets are drafting at 13, obviously, and the expectation is that the New York Jets are going to be taking an offensive tackle at 13. Let's say that that is the case. If that is the case and the New York Jets are taking a tackle at 13, next year we would only have 2 tackles on the roster under contract. That would be the rookie and Max Mitchell. Period. We would not have a single other tackle on the roster. And as much as I love Max Mitchell, I don't know if Max Mitchell is a full-time starter. I think he can be, and that's one of the reasons why I'm starting to transition away from maybe taking a tackle at 13 and maybe taking like a guy like Kalijah Kancey or, just a defensive tackle instead of taking an offensive tackle, because we need to find Quinnen Williams a dance partner. That's just it. We need to get somebody who's going to be dominant next to him, and right now there just isn't anybody. But when we look at our offensive tackle room, we only have 1 guy under contract next year. Like, let's say the Jets don't take a tackle at 13 for whatever reason. Let's say we trade back and we can't get a tackle in the mid-20s for whatever reason. We have 1 guy that's under contract next year, and that's Max Mitchell. And Max Mitchell is suited to play right tackle, not left. Mekhi Becton's 5th-year option is only going to be worth $13 million. And, let's say worst-case scenario, this isn't worst case scenario, but let's say we draft a guy at 13, and worst case scenario, Mekhi Becton doesn't look super great, but we've taken his 5th-year option. Are you telling me that in another offseason, we can go out and sign a left tackle? Next year's left tackle free agency class is supposed to be better, and bring in a left tackle in free agency. You're telling me that you wouldn't feel comfortable with insert the rookie that we took at 13, a new free agent tackle at left tackle, and then to back those guys up, Mekhi Becton and Max Mitchell? Like, that's the worst case scenario. And in 2024, don't forget that we have an insanely large amount of cap space, so we can afford to keep Mekhi Becton on the books for 1 year and then move on from him. Look, I'm not saying that Mekhi Becton is a lock to be successful, that he's a lock to work out or anything like that. But we all saw and know that when Mekhi Becton is healthy, he is a beast, and I get more and more and more comfortable with Mekhi Becton's health and status and all of that thing. And here's the biggest, the key factor about all of this. You do not have to make a decision on a player's 5th-year option until May 1st. The great thing is that the New York Jets are going to, 1, the draft is going to be at the end of April, so we'll be able to know what we got in the draft before we make a decision on the 5th-year option. But 2, the off-season workouts at the building and at the facilities start April 17th. They will have seen Mekhi Becton in the facilities full-time, running drills, doing all of those things in the workouts, and they'll be able to evaluate what they believe his health is going to look like. I think he looks better than ever, and the thing that solidified it for me was the picture of him next to Arnold Schwarzenegger and the UFC fighter. I forget his name. It's escaping my mind right now. But seeing him make those 2 massively large human beings look like nothing, like small men, and he still looks skinny and in shape and fit and like just It's getting me excited for Mekhi Becton's career because now you're telling me that in a year from now, we can move Mekhi Becton back to the left tackle spot, and whatever rookie that we take at 13 can slot into the right tackle spot, and hopefully we can have our offensive tackles set for the next 10 years. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I know a lot of people aren't going to be a fan of this because I think Jets fans are way too quick to give up on a guy when circumstances are a little bit out of his control. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Am I crazy for wanting to do this? If not, if I am crazy for wanting to do this, what's the plan at tackle next year? Is it just go out and get 2 guys in free agency? Is it going back to the draft and taking another tackle in the draft? What's the answer? What's the solution if you don't take his 5th-year option? Let me know in the comment section below. And last but not least, go Jets.